So, welcome back after the break, my dear friends. So, as we were talking about dealing with our customers, so while dealing with customers, there are three very crucial and important things we just emphasized when we started this training program. Okay. So earlier we talked about the product, the way how you pitch the product, okay, how you handle the objections. Now, the most important thing, the knowledge as well as behavior that a salesperson normally have is the key to success. Okay. So not only having the product knowledge, not only having the process knowledge, rather than how to use and demonstrate your personal skills. That is equally important to convince your customer to get the sales closed. Okay. So that's why we are talking about your communication as well. So when I talk about communication, so we talk about VAK. I think nowadays in most of the schools, the teachers, the school management, they put a maximum energy on implementing this VAK concept. So V stands for visual, A stands for audio, K stands for kinesthetism. So visual is visible, audio that students they hear, kinesthetic they just keep on doing. Teachers they do dancing, they do lot of things, fine, which small kids they try to copy. Okay. So similarly, when we talk about the communication in any corporate world, in any organization, so I think we should first talk about the communication pie. So communication pie, it's nothing, it's actually, you can say, bifurcation of three things, which is like how much words are important, how much tone is important, how much body language is important. Now if I ask you, I have almost 38 participants in front of me right now. So if I ask them, what is the most important part of communication? I just wanted you to type in the chat box of the Zoom application so that I can also answer and understand your knowledge about this communication part. Okay, so Harsh, you said it's 60% important. Your words are 60% important. Okay. Kriti, she is saying words are 35% important. Okay. Okay. Somebody gave me a combination of all three as 30, 40 and 40. 30 and 40. Okay. So they are saying 30 words, 30 tone and 40 body language. Okay. So anybody else? Although yes, the last combination is, you can say, close one. Still I am expecting few more responses. Okay. Now yes, very close. Okay. So yes, Neha, you are very close. So she said words are 10% important, tone is 40% important, and the remaining 50 is body language. Yes. One more response, 10, 20 and 70. Okay. So I just wanted everybody to please stop all these wild guesses. So let me just tell you about a survey which was done by certain professional agencies and universities. So when we talk about communication pie, 7% is only the importance which is given to words, 38% importance is given to tone, and remaining 55% importance is given to your body language. Okay. So what do you think? Which is the most important part that we should practice there? Okay. Yes, Neelata, you are perfectly right. So we should talk about body language. So communication, there are two things, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal are words that you say. I am saying something, that means these are the words. But these words, vocabulary, your education, your upbringing can impact all these things. Fine. You may have words, you may not have words, but don't you think that people who even don't have the ability to speak, they are also comfortable in expressing their thoughts? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So let me ask again a question based on a situation. So you guys are sitting in a glass cabin which is soundproof. So nobody is allowed to enter your cabin, and you are having one of your prime guest, corporate guest, sitting in front of you. And you, without any delay, wanted a cup of tea or coffee for you as well as your corporate guest. So now, what will you do? You are not supposed to leave your guest because you are in a urgent discussion where you cannot leave your customer because there are certain facts, figures presented in front of your customer. So how will you expect your support to bring a cup of tea for your customer and for yourself? Okay, you'll knock, but I said you cannot leave your chair. You cannot leave your chair. So how will you do that? Okay, so you will make some signs. Great. Very true. Yes, we use certain language of signs and symbols. So people, they wanted a cup of tea. So this is a saucer. This is a cup held in your hand. You say, you need a cup of tea. You need a coffee. You hold like this. You need something else. You hold like this. Okay? So people, they smoke. They ask others, chalna hai kya? So this is smoking gesture. So these are actually components of your body language. So when you deal with your customers, your body language is most important element. Other than your product knowledge, process knowledge, the way how you handle your customer, the way how you present yourself, the way how you present your body gestures, the way how you stand, how you sit, how you maintain eye contact. So these are basically 5 elements. 5 elements of body language. So these are, you can write these, although there is a presentation also with side by side you are saying. So posture, gesture, expression, eye contact and personal space. I repeat, posture, gesture, expression, eye contact, personal space. These are the 5 elements which we take care, which we should take care of while we are dealing with our customers, although internal or external. So let's take about posture. So posture is the position of your backbone, the way how you stand or sit. So this is confident posture, but when you do this, so your confidence is less or high because you have your shrugged shoulders now. Yes, very true. Your confidence is now lost somewhere. So this is how your standing position defines your confidence. Now, assume that you are sitting on a chair, okay? And while sitting on chair, you are in a discussion with one of your prime customer, fine? And your customer is having this position of back. That means he is having a angle of 120 degree and is leaning at its chair's back. So what do you think? Will that customer be convinced or not? Very true, will not be convinced because he is into his comfort zone. He don't wanted to understand what you wanted to say. Okay? So that is one thing. This is one of an example of your posture. Now let me describe you different postures. So if it's 90 degree on the chair position, that means the person is paying full attention. But still, everything is not getting deeper into the head. You need to be very careful. This is the initial position when you start the discussion. Okay? But when the position changes from 90 degree to 60 or 70 degree or 80 degree, that means now the person is saying something interesting in your discussion. And when something interesting is there, that means he is almost convinced. There is very least probability that the customer will run away. Okay? So this is very important task and aspect while you are dealing with your customer, when you are on a sales call or you are in between a discussion with any of your internal or external customers. Okay? But what happens if your customers maintains this position? What should I do as a salesperson? मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? Can anybody tell me? You cannot say your customer, sir, सीधे खड़े हो जाओ. Sit straight. because I am not able to explain my things. Can you say this? No. So what will you do? Offer them a glass of water, or offer them a cup of tea or coffee. So when you drink tea or coffee, what is your position? This or this? You change your position from 120 degree to 90 degree. That is posture correction. Now you are getting your attention once again from the side of your customer into the discussion which is happening. So the customer is again coming back. Now this is your responsibility to maintain the interest of your customer. Okay? So that was posture. Interested or interested, not interested, it's 50% probable. This is 120 degree, not at all interested. 60, 70, 80 degree, that means now it's the right time to close the call. You should immediately initiate the closing process, because customer is having few doubts or no doubts. Okay, so that is posture, sitting posture. Similarly, you have standing posture. So this is confident posture, but this is submissive position. And if somebody sits like this and having hands at back, that means aggression or not open. Fine. So sitting and standing posture was the first thing. Then further to this, we are having second thing, which is gesture. When I say gesture, so you must have seen even I also am using my hands. So I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here I have two implications. One is the word, second is the symbol. So it gives higher impression. It have better penetration in the mind of your customer. Okay? So that's why usage of your gestures increases the potential of making your customer more close to what you wanted to say. Fine? So like you wanted to say bye, you simply say bye, and the other way, bye. So is there any difference? Yes, there is a difference, yes. Yeah, Rohit, yeah, Sumit, yes. So I think all of you must have liked this way. Bye. Fine. So this is actually the difference. When you use gestures, you are more expressive. Okay? Secondly, whenever you must have seen mothers, they try to just scold while they are angry with their kids. Okay? So what do? They simply slap, or they simply make a gesture. I'll slap you, I'm telling you. So this is how they do. And if they do, I'll slap you. So what will happen? They won't have that much fear, because they knew mother will not do anything. But once they have seen in fact the symbol, there is immediate reaction or correction into their behavior. Okay? So that is gesture. Fine? And after gesture, the third element, that is your expression. So what exactly expression is? Can anybody tell me? Okay? Yes? Yeah? Yes? Guys, please, one at a time. If you are having a verbal annotation, so please, one at a time. Or if you are not able to maintain that, yes, in that case you can type in your chat box. I am able to see your chat as well as in my Zoom chat box. So I'll be happy seeing your queries or answers or responses. If still you wanted to get in direct communication, please one at a time. You can raise your hand, I'll allow, and then you can say yes. Yes, Rohit. Yeah. Okay. Very true. So your smile is an expression. You have stress on your face is an expression. You are confused is an expression. Okay? So this is actually the combination of your eyes, your lips. So these are expressions. So what type of expression is expected from a salesperson? Can anybody tell me? Yes, yeah, very true. It's always a smile on the face. Fine, but please be very careful if there is somebody who is critical customer. or is a complaining customer, don't ever try to have a wide smile on your face. It can be dangerous. Yes. Yeah. Even you can have some escalations, because few of my customers, few of my participants, trainees, they have been into certain dreaded situations because of this, passing on a smile at wrong time. Okay. So after expressions, then what is the next thing? Eye contact. How do you maintain eye contact? Okay, eye to eye contact. I thought as if there is a different style. Eye to head contact, eye to hand contact. Okay, yes. Eye to eye contact is very true, but how? What should be the duration? What should be the style? Should I blink? Should I not blink? Is there any rule defined for that? Okay, somebody is saying we should continuously have the eye contact. That means you wanted Gaurav Makkar to be beaten by a lady, because he'll be continuously saying the lady, and maybe I may just disregard her. Okay. Okay, so just let me tell you, maintaining eye contact is actually social hygiene should be taken care of when you maintain eye contact with any of your customers, specifically when there is a female customer. Fine? Like I am a salesperson and there is a lady in front of me and I am having a discussion, good discussion on certain product, and I am about to close. Fine? So I should follow certain rules. So try to maintain very light gaze, very softer eye contact, and it should not go beyond. A continuous eye contact should happen only for a duration of 7 to 10 seconds. Fine. After that, you should maintain your eye contact. You should place your eyes at some other context or object, and again come back to the lady. Okay. So like I am having something written in front of me. I'll see there. We'll see towards the lady. Then we'll see there. So you can see this is what is being maintained here. My eyes, the object, and the lady. Yes, this is called as triangle. So this is vision triangle. If there is a vision triangle which is maintained during any of the discussion, or while you are teaching your kids also, if you don't maintain this eye contact, so there will be zero understanding, and there is a least probability of getting the call closed. Okay. So that is how to maintain eye contact. But this is one-to-one. If there are many customers or there are group of customers, or you are doing a presentation, group presentation, there are many people, what to do then? In that case, you have to maintain a distributed eye contact. Like if there are 5 to 10 people, you can maintain eye contact individually with every individual for 1 second or a half second. Keep on moving. Start from left. Keep on looking at the people, maintain eye contact, and then pass on. Don't try to skip a single person, because he will be feeling neglected in that case. Okay? Great. So now we have understood how to maintain eye contact in one-to-one discussion and with group of people. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is personal space. So when I say personal space, can anybody tell me what exactly personal space means? Okay. Yes, Kunal. Yeah. Okay. Personal space. Yes. Yeah, it's social proximity. So how much gap are we supposed to maintain with our customers? So basically we define these gaps into 3 radius. So social space, personal space, intimacy space. So when I talk about social space, you should maintain a gap of approximately 3 to 5 feet. Okay? So 3 to 5 feet of gap with those people who are unknown to you or you are meeting first time. That is called as social space. Okay. Second one is your personal space. Now you know people because of your profession, or maybe because you are living into same apartments, but still you are not that much close. So you will try to maintain a gap of approximately 2 feet, 3 feet. Okay, so your space will reduce. You will allow you will allow them to come close to you. Fine. So 2 or 3 feet gap. But when there is somebody with whom you share your very personal thoughts, you share your very personal thoughts with that person, you share your emotions with that person, you share your good or bad with that person, that means the person is very close friend, close alliance of you. So that is called as intimate zone. So where there can be a gap of 1 feet or 0 feet, even you can hug somebody. Okay. But now a question, when we have these 3 zones, which is the best zone when dealing with your customers? Is it the social zone, the personal zone, or intimacy zone? The 0 feet, the 3 feet, or the 5 feet or higher? Can I see those responses in the chat box? Yes, responses started coming in. Okay, people, they are, oh my god. 2 of them, they are saying the intimacy zone. So I am going to hug my customers in office. Oh my god. Okay, yes. Major of the responses are for the middle zone, which is your personal zone. So when you meet your customer first time, it's social zone. But when you meet your customer next time, and again, it's a 3rd meeting, 4th meeting, now you know your customer because you have shared a cup of tea, shared a table with them, shared thoughts with them. That means now they are in your personal zone. You should allow to come into your proximity of how much distance? Approximately 3 feet. So that they also feel comfortable with you. Okay? So this is how your body language actually can rule your sales process. But after body language, as we talked about the communication part, so the next thing is your tone. So when I say tone, so what is tone? What exactly is tone? The quality of your voice. Yes, the quality of your voice, the way how you speak, the way how you make pauses, what is the pace. So the basic elements when we talk about the tone, so it is, yeah, okay, yeah, the pace, how many words you say in a minute, the pauses, the gap between two words or a phrase, fine, the modulation part, hi, good morning, is modulation. Good morning. So what is more effective? Saying good morning or hi, good morning. So this is modulation. So the modulation, the tone, the pace, the pitch. Pitch means the volume, how much loud you are, or are you audible or not audible. So these are few things which actually makes you more impactful while communicating with your customer. If you are too high in your pitch, customer will try to avoid you. If you are too low, he will not be able to understand. Okay? Yeah. Yes. So this is how these elements, the body language as well as the tone, rules your communication style. So what to say is important, but how to say is more important. So that's why we were talking about how to say. Okay? So I think this is what we were supposed to cover into this module. Before we start the next module, let's have a quick question answer round, post which we'll have a break of 10 minutes and then we'll start with the next module. So till then, I am just giving you a time to punch in your queries, questions, doubts into this chat box. Yeah, I am giving you 5 minutes for this.